All right, it's super late here in Canada. We've been playing way too much Lady Deathstrike tonight. It's so late, in fact, the sun's pretty much coming up. I feel like I'm at the beach. But you know what? It's because I really wanted to test this card thoroughly, because I know everyone's first impressions were like, hey, this card might not be actually that great. And people said that about Legion. I was one of the only ones that felt like Legion was going to be good, but I was pretty low on Lady Deathstrike, and I got to tell you guys, the card is not great. It has some potential in Cerebro, and I'll show you guys some decks in a moment here that I was experimenting with tonight. Some potential in Negative, but I hate playing Mr. Negative, to be honest with you. But, like, the card's just not great. So when you look at the Spotlight caches, you have Lady Deathstrike, and then you have Stature, and you have MODOK. So your question is, well, if you don't have Stature and MODOK, it could be worth rolling them because, like, they're pretty damn good. I mean, literally before I started recording Lady Deathstrike videos when the card was released, I was playing a Stature deck, and I literally won like 78% of my games. Like, it's not a joke. Yeah, there's some bots in there too, but whatever. The deck performed. It was a fantastic deck. Stature is a good card. So is it worth taking a couple rolls of MODOK and Stature if you don't have them? I think it probably is. This card's not great though. But let me show you some decks, though, to showcase its potential. Now, here was one I was playing. It was actually kind of fun here. Why won't this go down? There it goes. So basically, I called it Lady Buffstrike. I know, it's a funny name. But what I will say is that the deck actually performed pretty good. It actually performed, it ran, it was competitive. It didn't have the ceiling that I felt like sometimes like a broken deck really needs to like push it to an infinity win and conquest or whatever. It doesn't have that, but it's a good starting point. And essentially what you're doing here is you're running, you know, Brood, because you got Brood with Iron Lad. So if Iron Lad hits the Brood, it's fantastic. You have a Coccia, you have Coccia buffing your hand, your deck, and obviously that benefits Iron Lad and others as they're reaching in. But of course it buffs Lady Deathstrike, because if you have Lady Deathstrike and it becomes a 4, suddenly that's a lot better, because that's the Coccia effect or the Okoye effect. If it's a 5, if you happen to hit the Okoye and the Coccia, that's a little rarer. But as long as you get it to a 4, or most notably, if it's at the bottom of your deck and you play Iron Lad and you reach for it and Iron Lad's been buffed by Coccia or by Okoye, you have like a 7 power card that's going to wipe out their entire side. So it does have benefit. Okay, I'm not saying it doesn't, but it does. But this one was a fun little experimental list. What I found, honestly, was a Okoye with America Chavez was actually pretty good. It's a 6'10". The 4-6 stat line of Cap Marvel was huge. And of course, Shuri into stuff like Vision was immense. So people were often retreating on my Vision as an 18 power. So Vision, legit in this deck. But it wasn't necessarily about Lady Deathstrike. Now, this deck was a high evolutionary based deck running a toxic style effect. The idea here was, okay, let's say we don't want to buff Lady Deathstrike. What if we just reduce everyone else down? What if we run like a toxic evolutionary style list where we can destroy notable cards using Lady Deathstrike just because they're weaker than her? We're not buffing Lady Deathstrike, we're kind of weakening them. So that's why we're running things like Coccia to make her a 4. But most notably, we have the Cyclops, we have the Thing, we have, Hazmat Luke Cage. Here's the problem we ran into. The deck worked. It was a good deck, honestly. However, once you're reducing their value, it's like, okay, I'm destroying a 2 power, I don't know, Jeff. Is it really that worth it? Yeah, Jeff's good, but I'm destroying a, whatever. You're destroying these low power cards that don't feel like they're worth the 5 power cost now, right? So my experience with this deck was, it's a good deck, but it's probably just better without Lady Deathstrike, right? So I moved on, because I felt like, well, now I'm just destroying weak cards. This is where I felt like she was the best. I felt like she was truly the best here. Lady Deathstrike in C3. Now, there's so many different variations of C3. I'm not running Rhino in this. I chose to go with the Scarlet Witch instead. However, what I will tell you is the deck worked. The idea of playing Lady Deathstrike and basically getting it buffed with Cerebro actually functions, because the Cerebro effect is non-ongoing, so it applies before the on-reveal effect of Lady Deathstrike. So if she's getting buffed up by Cerebro Mystique, she's going to swing for that added power and wipe the board out. And because you're playing Cerebro, all your other cards, provided you're not playing on top of your Mystique and your Cerebro, you're not going to destroy your own cards because they're all the same power. It's notable that Lady Deathstrike, when tying a power, does not destroy the card. It only destroys it if it exceeds the power of the card. So I really, really liked Lady Deathstrike in C3. That was probably my favorite. This one here, the Dakin Dakin deck with Lady Deathstrike, it was fine. Like, it was like, okay, it works because this deck just works. It didn't feel like Lady Deathstrike really was necessary. I wasn't recording it because I was playing off stream, but like basically I had a game where like I took out a Dracula. It worked as a tech card. It wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary. So it works. It's fine. If you want to try it, you can try it. But the winner for me definitely was Deathstrike C3. I thought that actually it was legit. This is by far my favorite deck that I played with it in. Regardless, my overall take on Lady Deathstrike is it's definitely going to be a pass for me. I would not buy it with tokens. It's definitely not worth 6,000 tokens. It's not even in question. I don't think that it is worth rolling specifically for the spotlight caches. If you need MODOK and stature, that's a different conversation. Will it get better on the release of X23? We'll find out next week. Regardless, guys, I have a bunch of gameplay examples we'll show you here if you want to see it live in action. Some of the highlight moments of what Lady Deathstrike is capable of. I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. It supports my content immensely. It's literally all that YouTube cares about. And if you're not subscribed, maybe consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, guys. These highlights are pretty awesome. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. I'll hold the Jeff Rooney. We'll start with a Sentinel. Some Sentinel gameplay. Oh, it's animes, is it? Nope. No animes for anybody. Getting rid of that crap. Oh, I just realized I could have used Cerebro on it. Well, oh, well, that's actually good for them. Oh, look at that. I could have used Cerebro on the animes. Why aren't I thinking? Someone's got to tell me, like Alex. Stop drinking so much. Have a little bit of chill, bud. You're starting to think that RNG is always for your opponent? I mean, they're probably thinking the same thing about you when you win. Good old Sarah on turn 4. I think we're about to get our cheeks clapped. I think we show Cerebro. Mystique into something. I don't know what the hell we're gonna do here. Jeff Rooney mid. Cerebro making Jeff so beautiful. I like the Wolfsbane play, honestly. It's weird though. We pull Valkyrie. Actually huge. Because we do this and just win here. And then we Valkyrie here and win. This is nasty. Oh, this is so nasty. Wolfsbane drops down to a 1. That's bad for us. Is this the moment? Guys, is this the moment where Lady Deathstrike? Oh my, guys, this is it. This is exactly why we're here. We always win these. This is it. It's a sight to behold. Oh my god, guys, it worked. C3! Absolutely unfair gameplay. It's just too much. It's too much. Negative Surfer just didn't stand a chance. Unbelievable. One of the top meta decks in the game right now. Completely dismantled by Lady Deathstrike. Hey! Calling Wing's a good card to throw there. It was brutal. Imagine being able to play cards at all. Wow. I have this dream that I get to play cards. It feels good. Some drunk ass gameplay right there. Keep sipping that grape juice, bud. We have to play Shuri. We were made for this. I think we go Cap Marvel mid, and then we just date Lady Deathstrike and kill this. Oh no, we can't because it's a 3. It got buffed. We Deathstrike it now. Lady Deathstrike working as advertised, and we can play Captain Marvel into animes, and then Cap Marvel will move and then get buffed. As long as it doesn't end up in Warrior Falls and get killed by what? No, if it ends up in Warrior Falls, it still outtrades the Culling Wing. They play Morb and feed it? What? This is not a bot. This is a human player. They are absolutely drunk. That was an absolutely terrible play. But Lady Deathstrike doing what Lady Deathstrike does. What the hell is your plan? I'm going to lose this game. That's the worst part. I'm going to lose. I'm going to find a way to lose this game, but I can't. You can't lose these games. You play Cap Marvel into the animes, and you always win. Swarm? Swarm? Blade? Okay, I don't know what the hell's happening here. Alright, I'm not convinced this wasn't a bot, or Zbap is absolutely drunk. I'm not sure. But either way, it showcases Lady Deathstrike and what Deathstrike can do. we counteracted Dracula. This might be a bot, but hey, that's what Deathstrike does. Shuri gets taken out, which is fine. I do like Iron Lad reaching. We never play a Coccia here. It's always Killmonger. Take out the Nebula. Because now, like, it's just too late for a Coccia, right? Do we get cursed here? Negative. Sarah? Okay, that's actually pretty good. Could even snap back on this guy. It would be kind of fun to play Nakia mid. But we probably just do this. Yeah, Nakia mid would be kind of hilarious, but it's still only +4 and you just lose that location, I guess. Could have even like gone a Coccia mid for like vision, but oh yeah, look at that. Look at that top deck Nova. You love to see it. We hit vision every time, right? We hit vision here? We hit vision. Lol. It's ironic because that's kind of what we want to hit. I think we win though. Unless he Doctor Dooms. Oh, even Doctor Doom will lose. 6, 4, 8. Yeah, he loses no matter what, I think. It's Galactus. That's not how that works, dude. Dude! Why? Your average Galactus player.
Alrighty then.